anyways, that is my short-term thesis on GDX. It'll be interesting to see how it plays out for the rest of the week. So moving on to SOXL, semiconductors. A lot has been going on in semiconductors recently as far as a technical analysis perspective goes. SOXL, I've been holding on to it for several months. It's been an absolute darling of a stock. I love it, and I recently sold out of it yesterday. And you know, it's stocks like these that really make you question whether you should be a long-term holder or not. We can see how much it's ran in the last year. However, from the technical perspective, you know, sometimes it's best just to take profits and wait for a pullback for a re-entry, and that's what I think I'm doing right now. Why am I doing this? As a medium-term, short-term, and long-term thinker, all time frames are bearish to slightly bearish for me at the moment. As far as, like I said, a technical perspective goes. For the long-term perspective, we're nearing the end of our fifth wave super cycle. So going back over here, we can see that we had this consolidation zone, this accumulation zone. We broke out, new trend. We have a 1, 2, 3, 4, and I have the fifth marked up here. You can't really see it. However, we can identify that this channel right here has acted as pretty solid support and resistance for over the last year, which usually a channel doesn't last that long, so it is a significant channel. But recently, I know it's a little bit foggy right here, but we can see that we broke out of this channel. We are above this channel now, and therefore we are in a unsustainable new uptrend that has started. It's overbought on the daily time scale. We can see that we are at a 70 RSI today. For our volume indicators, our CCI, we are at 250, which is extremely overbought at this point. We can see that we've only been at this 250 level on the daily time frame for the CCI once right here, twice right here, and this is the third time right now. It also kind of goes hand in hand with the Elliot wave theory. If you're not a big fan, there are basically three waves. There's a one wave, a three wave, and a fifth wave. So that's kind of a little bit more support for the reason and rationale for my Elliott wave right here. So we do have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 grand cycle that is coming to the end of its fifth wave. In the medium time frame, I have a shorter time frame 5-wave Elliott wave that came in. Again, this CCI indicator is a good indication of momentum and strength of a trend, but I've also found that it's kind of you know, good for using in Elliott wave theory, kind of like I showed on the longer term time frame. But we have our first wave here, our second wave right here, and our third wave right here. And so I marked Elliott wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and so this is on the medium time frame, getting to the end of our fifth Elliott wave. As far as RSI divergence goes, I do see one. I see that we have a very overbought range here on the RSI. We have a higher high and a lower high, and here on the price action we have a high and then a higher high. This is a divergence as price goes up but RSI goes down. This is typically not the best case scenario. We are at the 222% fib level. I guess I can see us running all the way up to the 261.8. However, we did already kind of get rejected off that. I think our high here was 99.60 about, and this is at looks like 120, so call it close enough. As for the shorter term time frames, let's look at the 15-minute, and I drew a short-term Elliott wave that I saw. So I see us having a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 5 coming here at the peak and also tagging the top of our channel. That's another thing to keep in mind, is that the new channel that we drew, it's at the very top of this new channel. It's broken out of the highs of our longer term channel, and it's at the highs of our new, even more elevated channel. And last but not least, the dagger that I'm seeing right here for semiconductors, and ultimate reason I sold out, was this head and shoulders top that I see going on here. And you can say that it broke out over here, but then I would counter you with saying that it had this rise right here as well. So perhaps a further resistance zone might be this complex top that we have here. I talked about complex tops in XIV volatility, which has been another darling this year. you know, I could even see the case being made for this to be a diamond top, and this is very rare. I've only seen, you know, 2 or 3 of them. I've never taken a trade in them, but you know, this could be potentially a diamond top forming right here. So that'd be interesting to watch play out. You can see that we were, you know, we were basically flat for the day. And I guess I'm happy that I took my profits so high, but I would recommend that if you are holding those semiconductor stocks, those in NVIDIA, those MU, those AMD, we can already see weakness in AMD. I don't know, it's just the case for the 3 times bull ETF semiconductor is not all that bullish at the point. There's far more room to go down than there is for us to go up. All right, so that's my analysis for SOXL. Let's go on to crude oil, UWT.